In a second, you will listen to the same loop but with a different tension level.
Get up on the floor and get naughty. Get up on the floor and get naughty.
Can you spot the difference in the energy? There is one skill that separates top 1% producers from everybody else. It is not sound design, it's not mixing, it's not mastering. It is the secret to create energy and controlling the energy in their arrangements. Later in this video, I will also show the #1 biggest mistake most intermediate and beginner producers make too. Hint, it's about fake tension. This might be my most valuable video yet, so hop in. Tension levers are tools that help you change the energy levels in your track. They will come in many forms, but we will go each one of them. The first one is called density levers. The idea is simple. If we increase the density of information, we will feel the urgency. The simplest example is percussion density. Listen to this. Classic 4 to the floor beat. The simplest way to increase energy would be actually changing how dense the percussion rhythm is. Now let's play a 16 note and hear the difference. Low density, high density. Immediate jump in an energy. This is what I call beat density, an easiest way to implement in your tracks. But it doesn't only apply to the percussions. The second density lever is syncopation. We could syncopate this melody, increase the density and increase the energy. So all the red notes is syncopation, increasing the density of the note hits. How to use this? You can use this around turnarounds to change the energy from one part of your track to the next part of your track. Listen. Let's build up. So simple yet so elegant. Density levers is not only about adding, but it could be removing too. Listen to this. How can we remove and make it more dense? Easy. Gates can add rhythm by removing some parts of the track. Let's take a look at this infiltrator. It is basically creating 3 hits from a sustained sound. In this case, is our vocal. Listen. From here. If you can add a bit of air and a bit echo, so there are a couple of hits on the sides, ping pong, and a bit shimmer reverb afterwards, you will end up even more energy like this. Now listen how much this elevates the energy of track without adding anything. From here. Cool, isn't it? While we are gates, the LFOs, those are cool. Those can work very similar. Listen to this. Cool. But what if we wanted to increase the energy? What could be done? Simple. LFOs. LFOs are basically tools to apply certain waveform into selected parameters. In this case, if we take the same LFO and apply it on the cutoff filter, we will end up with this. With the 8, and the rate will define how often we replay the wave modulation, right? You see? From here to here. We can still keep an offbeat feel, creating this slight ducking effect with the kick without. Wait. And now listen how much that changes the energy of the track. From here to here. These are density levers. If you're enjoying the video, please consider like and subscribe, and I promise I will make more videos like this for you. So time to go to next one, which is color levers. The levers are so hard word. Oh my god. The color tilt means density of frequency in different bands. So the track that is denser here will be more energetic than the track that is denser on the left side. How can you use that? First example, color tilting your build-ups. This is a track that I've worked with Andrea and will be released very soon. To be fair, energy is very high already, but I want more, because when I play this track in the club, I know how people react when things go up and up and up, and the energy goes up and up and up, and you build this huge expectation. Remember that tilt EQ? All you need to do, get it around, somewhere around here that you like. It doesn't really matter that much where you exactly put it. And what you do, you just automate the gain, so it tilts more and more and more when it's going up. Basically shifting the frequency response of your song. Let me A/B so you can hear how much difference it makes. Without. With.
Get up on the floor and get naughty.
Don't tell me that drop was hype. This track is coming in a month, so let me know if you want more tutorials about it. EQs are cool, but you don't need to always use them to tilt the frequency balance. Cymbals and using cymbals as lever can be very handy. Listen to this. That drop was terrible because it lacked energy. What if we take a simple crash sound and build energy with simple hit like this and drop into another cymbal, filling up the super high, so tilting the frequency response. Anything will work. I love rides. I'm a drummer. I played in rock bands. That riding is my thing, okay? We have this. It's more like splashy ride, but it doesn't matter. This is really very high sound, right? Very concentrated on the high end, so we are tilting the frequency response. And together now we have this. Without. That's a huge energy difference, but it's just single element that also gives the groove to the track. It's a real hack. But sometimes you don't want to use crash. Another lever is actually using white noise as a high-end tool. How do you do that? Let's take a white noise. I'm using Serum noise generator. The problem is white noise is not that white. What we do, like we learned, tilt it. Now it is much more whiter and brighter. You can literally see we change the slope of the white noise. Add duck to emphasize the groove, so that it's not just like simple noise on top. And a bit shimmy reverb, so we can feel the room or the hole too. And let's remove that cymbal and try the same thing with noise. Without. Cool. Color levers are cool, but you can be a bit more avant-garde and use pitch levers. Humans feel anxious or feel urgency when the pitch of the things goes up. Love this animation. You can abuse this in your tracks and use to create tension and energy. The simplest way to do this would actually octave jumping your melody. This is a tutorial from 2 weeks ago. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's about different moods and modes of techno. It's a very cool video. We have this melody. If you shift this melody 1 octave up, it will feel more dramatic. You can use this as your advantage between different verses of your track to create a drama, create tension. Listen to this. Drama change, immediate tension. Even though trick is super simple, this can apply to vocals too. Listen to these vocals. We are at the breakdown. We are trying to build energy.
Oh yeah, you're so fine. I think I'll let you decide. Just know.
This is the changeover, coming to the final part of the build-up.
You got me hypnotized. Day and night.
Of course, everything else is changing the drama, but the vocals needs to add the drama too. Now, there's another take, just uses the perfect fifth oftentimes back, raising the pitch a little bit in certain phrases. Goes like this.
You got me hypnotized. Day and night on my mind.
And this adds to the drama of the vocal.
You got me hypnotized. Day and night on my mind.
And listen how immediate drama adds in when the second vocal's pitched up comes in.
Hypnotized. You got me hypnotized. Day and night.
cool, isn't it? But vocals are maybe not your thing. You can do this even in your basses with your passing notes. This is just offbeat bass line with a groove. Boris Brecha would approve this groove. By the way, all these things are on my Patreon. I give this to my Patreon followers so that they can download and play around. And this groove alone, I think worth to join my Patreon, but you decide. The simplest way to create tension and change around points like here we have 2 bars, another 2 bars would be actually giving bass the octave jumps. Here we are in E0, we are jumping E1. And in the second or at the end of 4 bar, we actually jumping twice, E1 first, E2 afterwards. So it will be like this. And then, this is called passing notes because they are just right before the passing to the new bar. And they are very short oftentimes. It's a tiny trick, but can really add a lot to your track. Listen here now. Super cool. There's also a method of utilizing harmonies and playing around the notes to create tension. These are called harmonic levels. I'm going to show you 2 simple examples. We have this nice melodic house track. And we are going into a breakdown. Or classic progression, the bass progression is like this. Harmonic lever means the holding to a note that shouldn't be held on to. The idea is simple. What if we don't resolve the C sharp and hold on to, it's not a resonance, but it's like some kind of tension that really wants to resolve. How you do that? Just extend this loop right before the breakdown comes in and listen how tension builds up there. There are many ways to use harmonic levers, but holding onto the unstable notes is one of the easiest ways. The other simple method is actually creating a single note strings. This is utilized a lot in classic music to create this kind of tension and building upon it. Here, how did we end up here? Remember, during breakdown, we don't want to use so many things to emphasize the vocal, but we are in G sharp minor, so what I'm holding to, G sharp and D sharp. This is creating this sound. Right? A beautiful sound. Together with a string. It doesn't resolve to anything, it just goes like this. And this, together with the vocal. How did we end up here? You wanna know. It's beautiful. Why don't I stay over? You won't let me go. Don't get me. And then the chord progression comes in back. It's just beautiful. There are so many harmonic levers, but I'm gonna keep it short here. And finally, effects levers. And this right here is one of the biggest mistake, if not the biggest mistake, that intermediate and beginner producers do. They use effects only to create tension in their tracks, and it creates fake tension. The tension is not there, they're just like additive elements tilting the frequency without really creating the tension itself. Effects levers are uplifters, or this. So they will tilt to the higher frequencies, hence uplifters, or pitch lifters. The pitch will go up. Snare rolls. Reverse sample, reverse voices. I have nothing against using them in a track, but I have everything against them if these are your only tension levers. These are auxiliary elements. The tension should create it somewhere else, and these should support. Intermediate track would sound like this. Do you hear? I'm pretty sure if you are a beginner, you will be questioning like, what is wrong with that? I did myself too. The problem is we have this effects element creating tension, but nothing, I'm telling you, nothing in the rest of the track reacts to that change in the tension. Hence these emotions from the frequency response or like a sound of your track. The right way of what they're doing, like we told before, like maybe cutting the high end, cutting the low end, tilting the EQ, adding extra jumps to your bass, opening cutoff of your synthesizer, maybe syncopating the melody. There are so many things that you can do, but this, don't do this. But if you want to learn more about music production like the way pros do, I have more videos over here. Don't worry about it. I will hold your hand and show you everything I know. I promise.